Yeah, good for her to take on that test, up weight class. She's been having great success. Here she comes. Ready to put another win into the win column.
I always appreciate her walkouts too, man. She comes out to some hard rock, you know.
Right, she has like this certain level of violence to her and aggressiveness, right? And she brings that intensity to every fight. Really rocking the Spider-Man rash guard.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It is. It's dope.
See, I think she just got that new tattoo on her arm right there. See that spider web there?
Yeah, she's got the ink to match.
It's a theme. And not for nothing, not that this has anything to do with one or the other, but she kind of gets people into a little bit of a spider web with her.
She entangles
the grappling department. Yeah. She always finds herself in some type of triangle, not even for the full choke, but she'll get people into a mounted triangle or something like that to land her own strikes.
I was thinking the same thing. She wants to get Driscoll into her web.
Yeah.
And find a way to finish.
All right, Alyssa Tortora makes her way into the cage.
Someone who's found a knack for finishing fights in her young developing career, making improvements fight after fight, as part of that historic MGM Fenway card, and back to where it all started for her. Alyssa Tortora out of Lozo MMA.
She's got a smile on her face. She's enjoying the moment.
Having a good time.
Oh, I appreciate this song too, though. This was back in the high school wrestling days. We used to, as a team, run out to warm up for our competition nights to this song. That's pretty cool.
All right. Getting fired up.
Yeah, it kind of hit me with a little bit of nostalgia here.
Absolutely. Nicole Driscoll making her way to the cage. She wasn't able to get victory in her first fight. She fought in January, but she did have a kickboxing match that she was victorious in. It looked like a 3-round decision. So look for her maybe to strike. I don't know too much about her game. Andy, you got anything on Nicole?
She's coming from Nostos to throw in Nicole Driscoll in for her second fight against someone with that much more of an experience in Trepidation, which is an explanation of how they approach the fight game as a camp. There's no easy fights, and especially at the amateur ranks, this is where you take those tough fights. This is where you throw yourself into the wolves. This is where you take those challenges and don't worry about the consequence. So though she's 0-1, first fight on the amateur ranks, she's going up against a 3-1 Alyssa Tortora. She's coming from a camp that has prepared her for this as we await our Coop's tail of the tape.
All right, our tail of the tape for this next flyweight fight. Alyssa Tortora, 26 years old, Nicole Driscoll, 28. Tortora having a big 4-inch height advantage at 5'6" opposed to 5'2", both coming in at 125, and a huge 7-inch reach advantage at 68 inches for Alyssa Tortora and 61 inches for Nicole Driscoll. Let's take it, Andy, to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for the next fight of the evening, brought to you by Punch Club. And now for an amateur flyweight fight scheduled for 3 rounds, 3 minutes apiece. Introducing to you first, in the red corner, with an amateur mixed martial arts record of 3-1. She stands 5'6" tall, and she weighed in at 125 pounds. From Millborough, Massachusetts, she's representing Lozon MMA. Let's hear it for Alyssa Tortora. And now, introducing her opponent, standing across from her in the blue corner, with an amateur record of 0-1. She stands 5'2" tall, and she weighed in at 125 pounds. From Derry, New Hampshire, she's representing Nostos. Let's hear it for Stone Cold Nicole Driscoll. And when the action begins, Our referee in charge of this flyweight
Here we
fight
go. We
is
got
Tommy
Tortora in the
Santana.
Spider-Man top. We got Driscoll in the straight black. First ladies fight of the evening and the only, correct? Only
Yes.
ladies fight tonight.
Red get up for Alyssa, black for Nicole Driscoll. Alyssa throwing a 1-1-2 early. Nicole
Already trying
batting.
to establish her long-range weaponry.
Low kick early for Driscoll.
Tortora's looking very confident already.
Well, that experience edge is significant here, but Driscoll finding good range with the hands, getting inside behind the jab.
Alyssa snaps her head back with the jab herself.
Yeah, Alyssa's looking good at range too, and Driscoll looking
Watch
good
the
at
hip
closing
toss
it.
here.
Oh yeah, something that she's thrown before already.
Yeah, she's known for it at this point.
She's looking for it.
She likes to step across with a whizzer.
Nice knee to the body.
Here it comes. She's looking for it. Nicole does a good job defending.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they saw some of that in their film.
Right.
She was excellent with the hips, backing out of that throw range and keeping her balance as she goes body
nice
head.
right
Nice
hand.
work from Nicole Driscoll. And Alyssa Tortora's jab is a piston right now. She's making improvements with the hands.
But Driscoll keeps finding a way to connect. A lot of these exchanges, she's actually connecting a few more times.
Well, Driscoll's kind of like, she's getting her head just far off enough of the center line where she's eating Tortora's jab and still getting in range to land her own shot. So she's eating one to deliver one, which is sometimes what you got to do against a taller fighter. You have to work to get into range to actually land your strikes. So in order to do that, you have to accept the consequences of eating shots while you're in your opponent's preferred range in order to get into your preferred range. And Nicole handling that adversity very well as Tortora pumps off another couple of rangy punches. But right there, she ducked her head and was inside, landed some body shots as she changed her level.
Nice check from Alyssa there. Saw her coming.
Now Alyssa's changing levels, dipping down to the body.
Both fighters just willing to trade.
Another check.
I like that 1-2-1 out of Alyssa.
I was
She
going to
ends it with
say,
the jab.
she's punctuating the 1-2s with another jab on the exit, and that's been the punctuating punch.
She does such a good job of keeping most of her punches straight down the middle and fighting using her length.
And not for nothing, Nicole doing a great job of firing back. She's eating them, and then she's bouncing into her own range and landing back. Another overhand right that she doubled up right there from Driscoll, and Alyssa Tortora closes the distance again.
Yeah, Driscoll needs those blitzes, right? Blitz in, body, body, head, head, body. Change those levels. That's when she's landing most of her shots.
Here's the hip toss. Gets it to the
Driscoll
ground,
up
but
on
Nicole
top.
on top.
Tortora with the snappy guard going for an omoplata. Transitioning into a triangle, but some couple of shots from the top landed at the very end of the round from Nicole Driscoll. Back and forth between the ladies here at Cage Titan 76. Entertaining round.
Yeah, tough test for both girls here. I mean, Alyssa, she was trying to look for her straight shots, where she did find a lot of success, but I think Nicole adjusted pretty well. It was mid-round, finding her own success with her own strikes, coming over the top of her long strikes. Both girls throwing the leg kicks. The striking seems almost identical, to be honest, for what they both have for weapons. And then obviously, you saw Alyssa trying to get into some grappling. Nicole did a good job defending most of them.
Yeah, Alyssa was, every time they did clinch up, she was looking for that hip toss. She kind of got at the end. It was kind of a hip toss situation, but then there was that big scramble. She ended up on bottom for a second. But great back and forth. And really striking two different styles. They really need to execute their style. Alyssa needs to continue those straight punches down the middle, change level with Driscoll. And Driscoll blitz and throw volume hooks. Body, head, change those levels, and she could create some big opportunities.
I will say this, one thing that Alyssa should try to adjust here is she'll throw a nice combination, right? But then she kind of just waits there right after. And that's when Nicole's finding a lot of success with a shot after Alyssa's initial combination's over. She needs to be moving, exiting properly.
And that's something she could utilize that range with. She's adding a lot to the end of her combinations, but as I mentioned before, Driscoll's doing a good job of just moving her head just enough to, after she eats a shot, be in range for herself and throw the counters that she's finding so much success with.
Yeah, there's really like three things that happen, right? It's what happens before the combination is thrown, what happens when the combination is thrown, and then what happens after. And she's missing a little bit of that after, like you were saying, Andrew, right? Move your head, or even just feint, right? And make her feel that pressure even if you're not going to throw or continue to throw.
Ooh, nice right hand out of the clinch for Alyssa here.
Just about to say, yeah, that was a crisp-looking technique right there that I think is one of the defining characteristics of a fighter reaching that next stage of maturity as a martial artist is firing off the break, and Alyssa demonstrating that impeccably right there a moment ago. Ooh, nice left hook, punctuating that counter, because she's been throwing a lot of straight shots, has Tortora, but now a lengthy left hook added to it, and a good body kick from Nicole Driscoll. She's landed a couple of those, and she just put another one there right on the liver.
Yeah, that lead leg body kick to that right side of Alyssa is
There's no tell. There's no tell. There's no switch.
Alyssa's leg's red too. She's been able to check a couple, but she has taken a decent amount of kicks to that lead thigh.
And now Driscoll landed some shots to the body with the punches.
Alyssa got her cage side here. I know a lot of the times when she sets up her hip toss, she likes to throw a knee to the body to get the mind off the takedown itself, and then she goes. Knee.
And I'm not sure that Alyssa wants it necessarily to the ground, but if she does, I'd like to see her explore some other options besides that hip toss. Right, that's a great option.
So slick there from Alyssa Tortora. That rear knee of hers. And there it is, that left kick again from Driscoll, looking very sharp in her own range.
Yeah, that's been a great weapon for her. Sometimes she just lifts it, others she switches, does the switch kick.
Alyssa does a good job of controlling the center, I will say. She likes to keep Nicole cage side.
A good distance management, right? She's staying right at the end of her punches most of the time.
Nice combination from both girls here.
Winding down to the end of the second round here.
And it looks like the pace has kind of slowed a little bit towards the end of the second round from Alyssa Tortora, who came out firing in the beginning part of the second round. And Driscoll landed some good body shots and started to close the distance a little bit there towards the end. Just not really as much intensity behind it to try to steal it. So we take back a look from some of these moments in the round here. Look at these, mixing up the levels from Driscoll right there. We saw a lot of that towards the end of the round, and a lot of good fighting from range and a lot of good clinch strikes from Alyssa Tortora as well.
Yep, Nicole just trying to target what's open. See her target the legs, the body, straight shots to the head. Alyssa throwing her own straight shots as well. I'd like to see, like you guys were saying earlier, like different routes to get to the fights going down. That's what she wants. I know she loves that hip toss, which she's had so much success in so many fights, right? But maybe going up a weight class with a shorter, stockier fighter like Nicole Driscoll, you might get a different approach.
Yes, that's like the blessing and curse of having like a special move, we'd call it, right? If you were a superhero, since she's wearing the superhero shirt, but that special move where she can nail it. But you want to disguise it, right? Nicole knows it's coming. Right. She clearly is trained for it. So you just want to see Tortora mix it up a little, make her think she's shooting for a single, shoot for the hips, and then maybe pop up and find it in motion. That's one of those momentum moves that you need.
Both fighters in great shape here, just breathing out of the nose, honestly.
Very competitive fight. Stiff jab for Tortora.
Oh, that was a sharp four-piece combo from Alyssa. I also like how she's getting her parry hand ready for these jabs from Nicole now.
Yeah, just another adjustment that she's made throughout this fight.
These are big adjustments I'm seeing right now from Alyssa. She's putting a lot more pop in these strikes. And she's feinting.
She had that pop in the first round. It seemed like she lost it a little bit in the second. There just wasn't as much on each strike. And now she's starting to pour it back on a little bit.
The jab started to up its intensity as she's firing it. Might not be landing as accurately as it was earlier, but certainly got more sting on it.
Love to see her touch that cross to the body and come up with a 3 to the head again. That was a very nice read by her in round 2.
Driscoll with the double underhooks now.
Let's see what Driscoll decides to do here. Seems like she wants to break off.
Tortora just seems like she's super strong in the clinch.
Yep, for sure.
Driscoll had a really good fight there with double underhooks and an angle to turn, and Alyssa was able to mitigate that attack.
Driscoll needs to get back on that kick, right? She's got that rear kick, the lead thigh. She's got that switch kick. She's having a lot of success with both weapons. Right there, you need that kick.
She hasn't thrown that body kick yet this round, and that was her best weapon of round 2. Nice right hand, though, caught the temple of Alyssa, who eats it well. And Alyssa Tortora has showcased the chin in her 4 previous fights. She's been in some scraps. There it is, that body kick, and that one you could feel.
And it hit the arm, right? But that still hurts the arm. It still drops your guard.
Chip away. I will say that the feints were looking sharp from Alyssa earlier in this round. I'd like to see her get back to it for the last 45 seconds here.
Yeah, no reactions really generated, but 3 or 4 of those body kicks landed. And if one of them gets timed right, as Alyssa's throwing that right hand on an exhale, sometimes that liver shot, it doesn't need to be the most powerful. It's just timed right on the breath. So Driscoll definitely has a weapon she could hyper-focus in on if she times it correctly. Try to find that kill shot, but it's short time to do so, and Alyssa taking center control again and firing away from these long-distance jabs.
The last 10. Both girls throwing.
They're swinging.
In the middle.
Stay in the center. Here we go.
3 rounds in the books between Nicole Driscoll and Alyssa Tortora. A lot of respect shown between combatants, as there should be, behind such an action-packed fight like that. A lot of points to be scored.
Right.
There was a lot of great grappling, anti-grappling, a lot of mixed up strikes being landed. You saw both ladies mixing levels. Alyssa from the perimeter in the center. Nicole Driscoll closing the distance and landing the body kicks. A subjective fight to score, and we got 3 judges stateside and a scorer who are tallying it. I'll have it official in just a moment.
Yeah, again, just similar attacks from both fighters. Alyssa doing a good job controlling the center for the majority of the fight, but Nicole also doing a good job defending all the takedown attempts from Alyssa, getting herself off the cage and being tied up there. Both taking knees to the body. It's a great fight.
Great fight all around. It's a tough one to score. I think that I lean towards Alyssa here. She seemed like she had the cleaner striking. But Nicole, I mean, it was a great fight, back and forth the whole time. I think where Alyssa had the success was when she was on the outside, and she was continued to put the pressure on. And you saw it a lot in round 1 and again in round 3. She let off a little bit in round 2, it seemed. We'll go to the judges.
Ladies and gentlemen, keep it going for these 2 ladies. After 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score this fight 30-27, giving you your winner by unanimous decision, Alyssa Tortora.
Nonetheless, Alyssa Tortora getting the job done, getting her 4th victory in the Cage Titans cage. And she's only getting better. One thing I noted, man, as much as the skills looked like they were getting sharper as well, it was her demeanor. I think she's doing a really good job of keeping herself so calm. Through every single fight, you see it improve.
She looked like a seasoned.
That's right.